It's wonderful to see everybody in person. And, I delivered last year's State of the County via video, and as a former classroom teacher like me, it's just not the same. I'm used to going desk to desk, looking at the work. So it's very important for us to be able to gather again. Over the past year, we've been slowly getting back to normal, and although sometimes we take a step backward before we can take 2 steps forward, such as with the recent Omicron surge, it's incredible to reflect on what we've all been through in the past 2 years, but with an awareness that this fight isn't over. And I'd like to view the pandemic through my grandchildren's eyes. This pandemic robbed them and their generation of years that are crucial to their growth and education. For little kids attending daycare, to young adults in college or just starting their careers, all our young people, including my grandchildren, this pandemic has been deeply significant, and we can see their struggles, but we should also be in awe of how they continue to adapt and persevere and demonstrate the best qualities among us. The state of Montgomery County in 2022 very much reflects all of this. The challenges and obstacles of the past 2 years have not and will not stop our progress, our compassion for one another, and our hope for better tomorrows. The state of the county in 2022 can be defined by the achievements of our neighbors. 9-year-old Kavanaugh Bell, who during the pandemic used his savings to make care packs for senior citizens. And then when he ran out of money, he turned to social media and created a food pantry. Rockville High School graduate and mechanical engineer Tareen Bailey, who was on the NASA team that made the first helicopter flight on Mars. And brothers Harun, Idris, and Yahya Mokhtarzada, who founded Truebill, a financial tracking app. They moved Truebill from San Francisco to Silver Spring in 2020, and last December sold their app to rocket companies for $1.3 billion. Then there's Treasurer Nancy Kopp, who recently retired after decades of service to the state of Maryland and Montgomery County, and she served with grace and honesty while remaining true to her convictions and standing up to powerful special interests on behalf of the voiceless. And she was our champion when we were dealing with I-270 and 495. She was the one person who stood with us there. I want to thank Dr. Gales, who served as our county health officer and recently received the American Medical Association's Award for Outstanding Government Service, while also facing hateful, racist, and homophobic vitriol. He served our county every day and led us to be one of the safest places in the country. Sadly, we have to acknowledge some of our community icons who departed us over the past year, and whose legacies and influence will always be remembered and appreciated by the county. As former county council member, Chevy Chase mayor, and a persistent environmental protector and champion, Scott Fossler. There's Montgomery County Human Rights Hall of Fame member, crime victim advocate, and a pillar in our Latino community, worked for the Montgomery County Police Department, Blanca King, known affectionately as Blanquita. There's Rockville resident and president of the AFL-CIO for nearly 12 years, Richard Trumka, a fighter and protector of working men and women across the globe. And there's the founder of the Montgomery County Muslim Foundation and Roscoe Nix Distinguished Community Leadership Award recipient, Tufail Ahmad. Tufail was a trailblazer for the local Muslim community. And we lost longtime Board of Education member Pat O'Neill. Her love of children was only matched by her commitment to constituents that she served for nearly a quarter of a century. There's former Tuskegee Airman and national hero Charles McGee. Just a few weeks ago, I was honored to join Councilmember Will Jawando in announcing that our Silver Spring Library will now be renamed in his honor, and soon we will have a memorial placed over there commemorating that. And just last week, Montgomery County civil rights champion and community activist William Harvey Ziegler passed. Last year, I was so proud and honored to rename the County Executive's Humanitarian Award after him and his sister, Inez Ziegler Maccabee. The state of our county is reflected in how we are there for each other during our toughest times and in our worst moments. And over the past year, there are 3 significant incidents that demonstrated the character and resolve of our county residents. Last September at Rock Creek Woods Apartments in Rockville, a torrential downpour in the middle of the night gave residents little time to escape. And after an incredible response and search and rescue operation of our fire and rescue services, sadly, one man lost his life. But in the aftermath of that, our Department of Environment is continuing to review this incident as well as identifying other places that may be susceptible to this kind of flooding and planning to remediate those conditions. This past January at Magruder High School, this county experienced its first shooting inside one of our school buildings. When one student shot another with an unregistered ghost gun, the suspect bought online and built himself. But I want to say that following this incident, our community and the Magruder community was there to welcome the students back. They came together, showed them that they were loved and cared for, and we immediately turned this tragedy into action by advocating and helping the Maryland General Assembly pass a ban on these ghost guns. And just last month, a deadly explosion at the Friendly Garden Apartments in Silver Spring miraculously did not kill anyone, but displaced more than 150 residents. Food and housing assistance to help these residents immediately poured in, and I'm proud to announce that in just over a month and a half, they've exceeded $600,000 in donations from this community to help these families out. The state of our county is measured by our compassion and humanity and how we are protecting the health and safety of our residents, providing support for the most vulnerable, educating our children, and protecting our environment. Our successes have made international news, achieved unprecedented accomplishments, set county records, and established clear goals for a better future. During last year's State of the County address, I remarked about our initial rollout and limited supply of the vaccine that was in great demand. What a difference a year makes. This county achieved the highest rate of vaccination in the nation, and we did it equitably. These successes are the reason that our death rate is 2/3 of the national average. If the rest of the nation had been just like Montgomery County, 300,000 more Americans would be alive today. This achievement was possible because of you, our employees, and our residents.